American Clergy Coalition. First of all, to the Board of Directors of IFI, we thank God for such a wonderful turnout. I think we should give God some more praise for our brother and our friend David Smith. And also then to the speaker, Dr. Ben Carson. It is indeed a privilege and an honor. I would need to give a shout out to table number 20 for that spirited group. That is Dr. Ben Carson. 30 years ago, my wife and I attended a date. We attended a speech that you were giving at the University of Illinois Medical School. My wife, Dr. Kira Davis, and myself, we have 4 children. We believe in the fact that marriage is between one man and one woman, and we should be fruitful and multiply. We also believe that on that day, when he gave such an awesome speech, he began to formulate our ethos concerning politics. We began to look at ourselves as being conservatives and yet being defined as liberals just based upon the color of our skin. We also looked at the fact that we were Bible-believing people and the fact that we believe that the traditional family or the natural family is the order of the day. And so we're here to just celebrate the fact that on this time last year, I didn't know David Smith, I didn't know Frank Bass, I didn't know Robert Gilligan, but we were all operating in our own spheres of trying to defend marriage, defend the family, and trying to pursue the happiness and the dreams that we're supposed to have in this country. And then all of a sudden, we were brought together. And as we came together, we began to fight as a coalition, as a group of organizations that began to fight vehemently against the opposition and the opponents who wanted to shove a bill down our throats. And so I just want you to know that we did this together. And when the African American Clergy Coalition joined into the fight, we had to go directly to our legislators, to the Black Caucus, and say, no, we don't all agree with this particular bill. As a matter of fact, we oppose this bill, and you need to reconsider getting involved in this bill. Sometimes you just need to make that ride down to Springfield and tell your legislators exactly what you're thinking and what's on your mind. So we would have thought that 30 years ago, Dr. Ben Carson would have had an impression on a restaurateur and a doctor in the making, a medical student. And here we are today together, my wife, beautiful woman, together. All of us as conservatives and people who love God together. And speaking of together, you'll see that the theme is about courage in standing, or the courage to stand. But I'd like to add one more word to that, the courage to stand together. Because when we defeated this bill, we defeated this bill together. And when we stay together, we'll continue to defeat this Senate Bill 10. One thing that we have to keep in mind is that they told us that this was a slam dunk. Don't get involved in this. And we said, no, that's not true. This is not a slam dunk because God is in the midst of this movement. We know that God can do anything but fail. And when his people come together and believe in his power and believe in the fact that together we can do it in his name, incredible things, miraculous things begin to happen. I saw on May 30th, and I saw Greg Harris, who was the sponsor of the bill, and he arrogantly walked through the halls of the rotunda because he knew that this bill was going to pass. And then all of a sudden, May 31st hit. And when it hit, everybody gasped. All of the opposition was in their regalia and all of their signs and all of their rainbows because they knew that May 31st was the day that they were going to be able to thumb their nose in our face and tell us that we lost and they won. But guess what? God had another plan. He had another move. And on that night, at about 11 o'clock, we all got a call and we realized that not only did the bill not come up, but it was not going to be able to come up. Why? Because no one wanted to touch the bill. When the children of God stand together, those who are enemies of God are afraid to even show their face. And so we have to keep in mind that we did this together. Right there, close. Even Even though it was supposed to have been a slam dunk, we did it together. And so as we are eating together and fellowshipping together, let us also give God praise together for the fact that if we stand together, then we will be able to keep this bill from being called. And if it does get called, we will defeat this bill on October the 22nd, on October the 23rd, October the 24th, and all the way through January, if we stick together. Beloved, I close on this note. Henry Ford said that coming together is a beginning. Staying together is a process, but working together is success. If in fact we stay together, we will see success. God bless you. We're looking forward to continuing to defeat Senate Bill 10. Have a wonderful week.